Hello my friends, welcome to your full moon in Cancer yoga class. My name is Natasha, also known as Nurse Natasha. If you're new here, welcome. If you're old here, welcome back. This, like I said, is a yoga class for the full moon in Cancer on January 13th. This is an all levels friendly class. This is going to be a very gentle yoga class. You know, it's a full moon in Cancer. We got to get like gentle and cozy and tender, very nurturing, you know. Like I said, this is all levels friendly. I specialize in trauma-informed yoga, accessible yoga, and plus-size yoga. All are welcome here, all levels. Even if you've never done yoga before, you can do this class. Have any props you need for your practice with you. I'm not going to be cueing anything specifically with props, but if there's anything you need for your practice to make your body feel good, maybe some bolsters, some blocks, a strap, a blanket, anything, just have that around you. Set yourself up for success. Remember that everything I say is an option, not an order. I'll be giving a ton of variations, and we're going to get into it. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this full moon in Cancer, and then we're going to get into our flow. If you'd like to learn more about this full moon in Cancer and have kind of an energy check-in and a tarot reading for this full moon, I also have that for free here on my channel. I put out full free yoga classes and tarot readings for every new moon and full moon. So if you enjoy witchcraft and wellness, a little bit of spooky stuff, everything in between, hit that subscribe button because I do this every month. I did take a little bit of a break last month because I just moved across the country to Salem. I needed a little bit of a break, but we're back in action. So yeah, this full moon in Cancer is going to be a little bit of a heavy one, so that's why I kind of wanted to take it gentle today. You know, we have this full moon in Cancer along with a Mars retrograde in Cancer, and the full moon is actually going to pass right in front of Mars. You're going to be able to see that in the sky. So, you know, it's going to be a little bit of a doozy. We're going to be feeling a lot of things, and a lot of things that maybe you have pushed down are going to come up to the surface. You know, if we look at Mars as our planet of passion, action, desire, anger, sensuality, all these things, is retrograding in Cancer. The full moon in Cancer, we know full moons are about releasing, letting go, illumination, is in Cancer, and Cancer is ruled by the moon, so it's going to be kind of an intense one. This is also known as the wolf moon or the quiet moon, so it's really a time to go inward, to take that time with yourself, a little bit of solitude, to process through things, to feel, to have compassion. You know, I always say in my yoga class, you'll probably hear me say it today, practicing non-judgment, non-attachment, getting curious. You know, we're trying to get curious as to why these feelings, these emotions are here, because we have to feel to heal. That's kind of the name of the game of this full moon in Cancer, and we'll check in my notes to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, it's a very nurturing energy. That's kind of the energy of Cancer, and that's what we're going to do in this class today. You know, Cancer in the body rules our nurturing organs, so our chest, our breast, our ovum, our reproductive organs is very nurturing energy. And if we look at kind of where we store emotions in the body, that's in the hips, and it's also in the heart. So that's what we're going to work on. We're going to work on the sacral chakra, the heart chakra today, and we're just going to take it really easy, very gentle, lots of breath work, lots of feeling, ooey gooey kind of vibes. We're going to keep it down low to the ground. And that's pretty much it. And Jack is going to join us today because he can't resist. Yeah, I'm a little Aries puppy. So we're going to get started. We're going to actually get started in a child's pose. You know, we can get a little grounded. It's also Capricorn season. We just had Mercury move into Capricorn as well. So we are going to get started in our child's pose. So on your mat, you can bring your knees as wide as the mat. We're going to sink our hips back to our heels, and we're going to extend our arms out and just drop ourselves on down to the mat. Now you can lay on a pillow or a bolster here or a blanket underneath your knees if that feels good for that extra little bit of comfort. And we're just going to settle in here. You can bring either your forehead or your chin down to the mat. And we're just going to tap into this grounding energy for a moment. Again, with all this, we have all these water vibes happening right now with that Mars retrograde in Cancer. We have Venus in Pisces. We have this full moon in Cancer. We maybe need a little grounding in our lives, you know. And I feel like child's pose, our balasana, is a very Cancer sort of pose, you know. It's that child's pose, tapping into our inner child, a little bit of fetal pose. So you can just come to your space here and just start to settle in. You can keep your eyes open or closed, whatever feels good. And with every inhale, you can feel the chest fill up, the belly fill up, taking up space. And then with every exhale, we release and we ground ourselves deeper into the mat. So again, filling up on the inhale, taking up space. And then on the exhale, releasing deeper down into the mat. Now, as you continue to deepen and lengthen these inhales and exhales, maybe take a moment to tap into that grounding energy. Feel every part of you that is touching the mat. So maybe lift up all 10 fingers and then bring them back down one at a time. Squeeze the mat with your hands. Maybe notice every part of you that is touching the mat. So your hands, your wrists, your forearms, your elbows, perhaps your forehead or your chin, perhaps your chest or your belly, your knees, your shins, the tops of your feet. Taking a nice big inhale here, filling up the chest, filling up the belly, taking up space. And then open mouth exhale, let it go. Continuing to breathe deeply here. Jack is doing his child pose with us today. And we're just going to do a little inventory, a little check-in of the mind, the body, the soul. But especially just an emotional check-in today. Ask yourself, how am I feeling? What am I feeling? Try to identify those feelings. And again, we're practicing non-judgment, non-attachment here. We're just getting curious. And if you feel yourself maybe getting a little attached, we're going to use our breath to let it go. We're going to take in a big inhale in through the nose. And open mouth exhale, let it go. Continuing these deep, long inhales and exhales. Now you can inhale here. On the next exhale, I just want you to bring your arms over to the right. So I'm walking my hands over to the right, taking a little side stretch here in my child's pose. So now I'm breathing into the left side body. Again, taking some big deep inhales and exhales here, just creating space, taking up space. And still with every inhale, I'm filling up. And with every exhale, I'm grounding deeper into the mat, maybe encouraging my hips deeper down towards my heels. Breathing into that space between left hip and left rib cage. Now on the next inhale, you can walk the hands through center. And then on the exhale, we're walking them over to the left now. So we're finding that stretch in the right side body. And again, just taking those big, deep inhales and exhales, breathing into the space between right hip and right rib cage. And another nice big inhale here. We return to center, exhaling here once more in your child's pose. And then on the next inhale, you can slowly start to rise up to a tabletop. Are you going to do it too, Jack? No, he's going to stay in his little puppy pose here. So we're coming to a tabletop position. So on our hands and knees, our shoulder, elbow, wrists are stacked. Our hips are stacked over our knees, and we're just going to get right into a cat-cow here. We're going to start to warm up our bodies, warm up the spine. So on the inhale, we're going to lift the chin, open up the heart, sticking the booty out, arching the back. And on the exhale, we're going to round, tucking the pelvis, tucking the chin to chest, doming out the shoulders. On the inhale, we open up. And on the exhale, we round. Now you can continue this on your own breath for 5 to 7 more breaths, linking your breath to your movement. And I encourage you to do what feels good. So maybe you want to take some full body circles. Maybe you want to take it from side to side. Listen to your body. Do what feels good. Honor your needs here. You can get real slinky with it. You can just kind of do whatever feels good here. Ask your body what it needs and then honor that need. Now you can go ahead and finish up this last round, gently returning to a neutral spine. All right, now from our tabletop position, we're going to do a little bit something different here. We're going to continue with our cat-cows, but we're going to do it with one leg extended. So I'm going to start with the left leg just so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just taking this left leg and I'm extending it straight out to the side. Now you can have those toes pointed forward or you can point them out to the side, whatever feels good. And same thing here. We inhale, open up the heart, arching the back, sticking the booty out. And exhale to round. Inhale, open. And exhale, round. Now again, you can do 5 to 7 more of these. On this side, find your flow, find your breath. You can make this movement small or big. You can really exaggerate it. Do what feels good. Gently finish up your last round on this side, returning to a neutral spine, bringing that left leg back in, and we're taking it to the other side. I'm going to see if I can extend my leg here with my couch in the way. Yep, just barely. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, we inhale to open up the heart, arching the back, sticking the booty out, and exhale to round. This is just kind of extended version of cat-cow. You'll feel it in the hamstring and the groin of that leg that is extended, getting a little bit more into the hips, into the low back. Just linking your breath to your movement, doing what feels good in the body, finding your flow. And gently finishing up your last round and returning to a neutral position, bringing that leg back in. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and lower all the way down to our bellies. Our hands are going to come underneath our shoulders. Our elbows are squeezed into the sides, and we're going to flow through some low cobra here. So again, I'm squeezing my elbows into my sides. My palms are pressing into the mat beneath my shoulders. I'm going to inhale and just lift my head, my chest, my shoulders. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. 2 more here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. You can take a moment here, find your breath. And then what we're going to do from our bellies is we're actually just going to roll on over to our backs. So take your time, move slowly with intention. We're just roly-polying on over here to our backs. Now we're really going to get into these hips here into the low back. So our legs are going to extend. We're going to extend our arms out to a T position here. And starting with the right leg, we're going to bend that right knee in. That left leg is staying long. We're just going to breathe here for a moment. I don't know if you guys can hear the seagulls like fighting outside. I live right next to the ocean, so just like a little seagull battle happening. When we're breathing here. Now we're going to gently draw that knee into our chest. You can maybe grab a hold of it with your hand on the back of the thigh or on the shin. Again, just breathing here. Jack, lay down. He wants to go fight the seagulls. And then we're going to take this into a supine twist. So I'm going to inhale here, and on the exhale, I'm going to draw this leg over to the left. So I'm taking the supine twist here. Again, your arms can be out at a T position. You can gaze over that right shoulder if it feels good. You can keep this left leg either straight or you can bend it. Oh, there's a jag. And we're breathing into this supine twist. You can use this left hand to kind of encourage this right leg a little bit further over if it feels good. And I just want you to breathe here. Now, twists are a great way to release. So if you feel anything coming up, again, I just want you to ask yourself, what am I feeling? What's going on? Try to name it. Maybe after this class, check out an emotions wheel. It's really helpful in figuring out how you're feeling. We're breathing deeply into this twist. Now from this supine twist, we're actually going to take this back over to our bellies. Now I know that sounds weird, but bear with me here. We're going to take this from a supine twist into a half frog pose. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to straighten this left leg if it was bent. I'm going to extend my left arm overhead, and I'm just going to follow the twist of my body over back to my belly, keeping my right knee bent, keeping my left leg straight. And now I find myself in my half frog. So my left leg is extended, my right leg is bent. I'm opening up the hip on the right side, and I'm coming on over. Now here you can come all the way to your belly. You can bring your forearms in front of you, bring either your chin or your forehead to your forearms. And we're gonna breathe here into this half frog pose. Just finding your breath. Breathing into this right hip, so our knee is coming out right out from our hip and our foot's coming right out from our knee, making this 90-degree angle on this right leg. And breathing here. Now you can stay here if you'd like, or if you'd like a little bit more, you can lift your head and bring your hands underneath your shoulders, squeezing your elbows into your sides. We're going to find a low cobra in our half frog pose. So yeah, this is just an option if you feel like you want a little bit more. So my hands are beneath my shoulders. I'm going to press my palms into the mat. Inhale, just lift the head, the chest, the shoulders. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Last one, inhale, lift up. And exhale, release. Now we're going to take it back on over to our back. So the same way that we got into this posture, we're just gonna extend this left arm up, rolling back through our supine twist and back over to our backs. Take your time, move with intention. I know we're kind of roly-polying around on our mats today, but you know, we're just getting into that Cancer energy. Rolling, snug as a bug in a rug, as they say. All right, we're gonna take it to the other side. So I'm extending my right leg long. My left knee is bent. You can bring those arms out to a T position. And I'm just taking a moment to breathe here. And then from here, you can draw that left knee into the chest, maybe hugging it in. Taking a moment here. And then inhaling here and exhale. We're finding that supine twist. So bringing that right leg, the left leg over to the right. Your right leg can stay straight or you can bend it. Maybe you gaze over that left shoulder. And we're breathing into this twist. Now twists are great for releasing, because I like to think of it almost as, you know how like when you wring out a washcloth, that's kind of what we're doing here in the body. So again, just let those things come up. Get curious about what they are and where they came from. And find your breath. Now again, from here, we're going to find our way to our half frog. So I'm going to extend my right leg. If it's not straight already, I'm going to extend my right arm overhead and just continue the motion of the twist over all the way onto my belly. Now again, my left knee is bent, my right leg is straight. I'm coming on down to my forearms. Now my left knee is coming straight out from my hip, my left foot straight out from the knee. Nice 90-degree angle there. And I'm here in my half frog, and we're going to breathe here. Now again, you can hang out here if you'd like, or if you'd like a little bit more, we're going to bring our hands underneath our shoulders, squeezing our elbows into our sides, palms pressed into the mat. Inhaling for this low cobra in your half frog. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Last one, inhale, lift up. And exhale, release. Now again, we're just going to roly-poly on over back to our backs. The same way that we got into it, just rolling over and coming back to our backs. Now I promise there's no more rolling over in this class. We're going to settle here on our backs. We're going to bend our knees in. Our feet bottoms are coming to the mat. Our heels are coming up towards our butt. We're going to flow through some bridge posture here. And then get a little bit more into our hips. And then we are done, my friends. So my hands are going to come to my sides. Again, feet are on the mat. Heels are up towards the butt. I'm going to inhale, lift my hips up, pressing my pelvis up to the ceiling. Now we're keeping those knees in. We're not splaying the knees out. Pressing those hips up. You can also shimmy your shoulders underneath you if you want that heart opening effect here. Breathing here. Inhale, press those hips up a little more. And exhale, one vertebrae at a time, release it down. You can windshield wiper the knees. We'll do that 2 more times. Coming back to stillness. When you're ready, inhale those hips up. Maybe shimmy your shoulders underneath you. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Press the heart open, press the hips up. Breathing here. Nice big inhale, presses the hips up. Exhale, release the hips down. Again, a little windshield wiper of the legs. And last one here, returning to stillness. When you're ready, inhaling those hips up, maybe a little bit higher than before. Maybe squeezing those shoulder blades. Nice big inhale, presses the hips up a little more, and exhale, we release. One vertebrae at a time, windshield wiper the legs. And gently coming back to stillness, keeping the knees bent. I'm going to take my right leg and I'm going to cross it over my left thigh here. Now a bunch of options here. Option one is you can stay right here. Jack is very upset that I'm not paying attention to him. You can stay right here with this right leg crossed over the left. You can gently press against this right thigh to open up that right hip a little more. Option two is to draw those legs into the chest. You can grab a hold with your hands or with a strap. You can reach in between that space you just created. Or again, you can keep it down low here on the mat. We're just breathing into this right hip. Finding your breath. Again, maybe taking that inventory here, checking in. Asking yourself if anything came up during this class. If you are feeling anything new or old. If your legs are pulled in, you can inhale here, exhale, release them back down. And then we're gently going to unwind and take it to the other side. So I'm going to take my left ankle, cross it over the right thigh, maybe gently pressing into that left thigh to open up the hip. And again, if you'd like to draw the knees into the chest, you can. You can grab a hold, or you can hang out down here on the mat. Just breathing here. And if your legs are pulled in, you can inhale here, exhale, release them down. Gently unwind the legs. If you like a little bit more of a windshield wiper, you can do that here. Now, if there's any final posture that you feel like you need for your body to make this practice feel complete, to make you feel good, you can go there. I'm just going to pull my legs into my chest, a little bit of a fetal pose, maybe rocking from side to side. You could also take a happy baby here, but you could do literally anything that feels good. I like to kind of massage out my low back because I got these 1800s hardwood floors on the floor beneath me, so it's hard enough to give you a little massage, you know. And whenever you're ready, you can let yourself release. You can find any final posture that feels good for you and your body, however you want to take your savasana. I recommend here, if you would like, a little bit of hand to heart breathing. So if you're laying on your back, you can bring both of your hands to your heart, or perhaps one to your heart and one to your belly, or maybe a little bit lower on the belly. Those nurturing organs that are ruled by Cancer. You can keep the eyes opened or closed and just connect to your breath here. I encourage spending at least 5 to 10 breaths here in this savasana, just taking a moment for yourself. This is where I will leave you today, my friends. I hope you have a wonderful full moon. Again, maybe check in with an emotion wheel after this class. See how you're feeling, do a little journaling, you know. But have a wonderful full moon, my lovelies, and I will see you next time.